This is notes for Chapter 4, Section 1, second set of notes. Essential question, how are imaginary numbers multiplied? So we are going to look at multiplication of variables. So let's just review. When I take x times 2x plus 5, I multiply x times 2x, I get 2x. Okay, let's try that again. I get 2x squared plus 5x because I take the x and multiply it by the 2x. I take the x and multiply it by the 5. Okay, and I'll make this look like all the others. Now, for this one, we have to use FOIL because it's a binomial, 2 terms, times a binomial, 2 terms. So I'm going to take x times 5x. I get 5x squared. I'm going to do the outside, which is x times -4, so that's -4x. Inside, 3 times 5x, which is plus 15x. And last, 3 times -4, which is -12. So adding the like terms, which are right here, I get 5x squared plus 11x minus 12. Okay, that's just a review, multiplying with variables. Now we're going to come down and we're going to multiply with complex numbers. So if you'll recall, on Tuesday, I said the rule is take the i's out first. So I'm going to do that with problem C. I have square root of -1 times 5 times square root of -1 times 10. Square root of -1 is I times the square root of 5 times square root of -1 again is I times the square root of 10. We have I times I, which is I squared. 5 times 10, which is 50. Okay, we learned on Tuesday that I squared is -1. And I can factor 50 into 25 times 2. Square root of 25 is 5. We're going to multiply -1 times 5. And then I have square root of 2. So my final answer is -5 square root of 2. Okay, over here, I have square root of -50 squared, which is square root of -50 times square root of -50. Okay, I need to take the i's out first. So if I take I out, I get just square root of 50, I times square root of 50, and I times square root of 50. I times I squared. Square root of 50 times square root of 50 is 50. As I said before, we learned on Tuesday that I squared is -1. So this is going to be -50. Okay, coming down here. This should look familiar. In fact, this should look like problem B. We're going to do it the same way. We're going to use FOIL. 6 times 2, first times first, is 12. 6 times negative 3 is negative 3i is negative 18i. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4i. Negative 2i times negative 3i is plus 6i squared. Okay, once again, we learned on Tuesday that I squared is negative 1. So 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. So I have 12 minus 6. Negative 18i minus 4i, negative 22i. 12 minus 6 is 6 minus 22i. And there's my answer. Okay, for this one, I suggest you write it out twice. Like so. And now we're just going to use FOIL. 2 times 2 is 4. That's the first. Outside, negative 6i. Inside, negative 6i. And last, negative 3 times negative 3 is plus 9, and I times I is I squared. Once again, we learned on Tuesday that I squared is negative 1. So 9 times negative 1 is negative 9. So I have 4 minus 9 and negative 6i, negative 6i, negative 12i. So combining 4 and negative 9, I get negative 5 minus 12i. And that is your answer. So now you should be prepared to work on the Delta Math assignment. Please make sure that you complete your scratch work and take a picture and upload it to the assignment to receive full credit.